YouTube has decided to not share my videos with everyone who subscribes. Please follow me on social media to stay up to date. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and boy, I understand that people out there do not like sexual predators, do not like sexual offenders, don't like people that are on the offender registry list, and there's a very valid reason as to why. To get on there, you got to do something pretty bad. However, I do think, if I recall correctly, in the state of California, if you just get caught urinating in public, it does put you on the sex offender registry list. It's like a level 1. It's like the most minimal level, but still, you know, that's a thing. But in this particular case, though, what we have is a man who very much, interestingly enough, from Florida, probably watched Dexter one too many times and decided to take some action to rid the world of some of those creepy pedophiles. Because this guy is here as accused of trying to set sex offenders on fire. Not making this up either. This legitimately happened, and the details are sparse right now, and I'm hoping that we get more details as time goes on. But for right now, this is what we know. It says here, a Florida man, because of course it's Florida, accused of trying to set sex offenders on fire was charged with attempted premeditated murder and sent to jail. So a guy is now in jail for attempting to kill sex offenders. Now, there are people out there, I guaranteed people in the comments, that are going to be like, and they should have let him just go and get it over with. There's people that are going to say that, even though I completely disagree with that notion, because, you know, like, we shouldn't endorse murder, but there are people out there that are clearly going to think that you should. Now, detectives in Osceola County said that 50-year-old Jorge Porto-Sierra tried to kill several people at the Friendly Village Inn in Kissimmee, located on Erlo Bronson Memorial Highway, according to the report. Now Jorge here tried to kill several people at a Friendly Village Inn. This is where I'm trying to grasp the story, because the details surrounding this particular part are sparse. At least, like, the motive, well, we can kind of understand the motive, but like what brought him to that particular point, how he figured all of it out. Now, police say that Porto-Sierra arrived at the motel with gasoline, saying he wanted to barbecue all of the child molesters on fire and kill them. So this guy went there with gasoline and was going to burn child molesters, barbecue them up, and then just rid them from the world. Again, there will be comments below that will probably be 100% endorsing of this man's behavior. He reportedly broke a motel window in order to pour the gasoline, and also threw gasoline at the front door, witnesses recounted to police. They also said Porto-Sierra had a cigarette in his hand as the event unfolded. So, and this is a thing I read on another site, is that when police arrested him and they asked him why didn't he ignite the gasoline, considering he was smoking, he said, well, you guys got here too quick. So according to the news, at least 2 of the 4 victims were convicted sexual offenders. Porto-Sierra was charged with 4 counts of premeditated murder and is being held on no bond. Isn't that just the wildest shit right there? So this guy figures out that there are child molesters inside of this motel. Now, I don't know the details, but I want to speculate here based upon what I think probably happened. Now, when a person is on the sex offender registry list, you can go to a website and find out where they are, at least the general vicinity of where they are. Back in the 90s, we had a person who was on the sex offender registry list move into my neighborhood, and there was a full community meeting about what to do about this. I mean, like, they were like, do we run him out of town? How do we get rid of this guy? What do we do? How do we protect ourselves? Do we put a guard outside of his house 24/7? I mean, literally, they were talking about this kind of stuff because of that. And ultimately, nothing happened, and the man was left to live in peace, and no one was assaulted in my neighborhood. But that was a big fear. And now with the internet and people out there that view child molesters and people on the sex offender registry list as being absolutely subhuman, don't even deserve to have, proper due process, take them out back, fire them up, be done with it. And it's a very tough discussion when you're all like, well, all lives do technically matter, but if you hurt kids, it's it's a weird thing. That being said, what I'm thinking happened here was this guy found out, probably through an online list, where one or more of these people were, and he assumed, by probably tracking them down, because it does appear that he only really threw it on like one door, that there were maybe 4 people living in a motel room or 4 people in a motel room. He tracked him down or something. Maybe it was through online. I have no idea. And then attempted to, he was gonna burn him alive inside of the motel. So I'm assuming it's going to be a low-cost motel. I'm assuming that they probably were there right out of prison or something, or maybe just right on the list, and he just decided he wanted to take him out. Maybe he knew him. There's all these questions that I know as time goes on, we are going to get the answers to. I know that as time goes on, we are going to understand more about why Jorge Porto-Sierra decided to do this particular act. I can only sit there and think about the television show Dexter, as I previously mentioned, for being a cause of this. Vigilante justice, while in theory and in pop culture sounds like one of the coolest things ever. Who doesn't love the Batman? But in reality, do we really want a vigilante going out there and being, in this particular case, the judge, jury, and executioner? Now, if these gentlemen had gone into jail, had come out of jail, but still been on the list, I mean, it appears that they were, and 2 of the 4 people that were apparently in the room were convicted. Now, why were they there? For one, that's a question that I have. And 2, how did he find that out? And how did he come to this particular conclusion or course of action? So again, there are so many aspects at play here that just make very little sense to me. And I am curious to know what you guys have to say about this. So let me know in the comments. They should be very fascinating. And I'm going to keep an eye on this story because at this point, morbid curiosity, I just want to fucking know how did he do? How did he get to this point? There's got to be, there's a story to tell there, and I'm curious to see it. Anyway, be sure to let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content from me. In fact, if you want to see more content from me, you can do so right now.